rage.
Once during the match.
Sounding reveille. I'm the jump master.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Find comfort in the light.
Hold on tight. It's time to drop, shock, and rock. They're getting cracked an enemy shield. Cracked an enemy. Tango near me. Broken enemy shield.
Hold on, shields are charging. Enemy shield is cracked. I got one. 조심해.
Broken enemy shield. I'm spotted. Enemy shield.
Is there any better gift for someone you love than jewels?